All right, guys, thank you for tuning in with Honey Child Homestead. I am Josie, and we're going to do our little experiment here. What I'm going to do is crack open two eggs. I'm going to crack open a store-bought egg and then a farm fresh egg that I retrieved from my own backyard chickens. And then I want you to tell me if you notice any difference. I'm not going to tell you which is which. I'm going to let you make the call, okay? So here's egg number one. Okay, and we're gonna do egg number two. All right, can you see those two? All right, leave me a comment. Let me know which one you think is the farm fresh egg and which one you think is the store bought. We'll call this one egg A. We'll call this one egg B. So which one do you think is farm fresh? Which one do you think is store bought between A and B? Hey guys, it's your girl Josie with Honey Child Homestead, and I wanted to further the discussion about store-bought versus farm fresh eggs. Now, if you saw the earlier video, you would notice that I cracked two eggs. One was white, the other was brown, and I asked you which one was the store-bought egg and which one was the farm fresh egg. The store-bought egg was the white egg, and that was acquired from a big box store here in the United States that's very, very popular. And I also want you guys to know that just because it says farm fresh in the store, especially if you live in the United States, if it says farm fresh egg, understand that that egg was washed. So even though it is farm fresh like any other egg, right? Where do you get eggs from? Chickens. So they're all organic, farm fresh eggs. The major difference is that they were washed, which is why you cannot give, or it's not wise to give these store-bought eggs to your dogs, to your animals, because these during the washing process, these chemicals are introduced into the egg, which brings up a solid point that I would like to make. Did you guys know that it's actually illegal to wash eggs in Europe? It is unlawful. Why is that, I wonder? I wonder if anybody has ever thought about that. Well, I'm going to tell you why. You may not know this just looking at an egg, but if you were to get a microscope up on this, you will see that the shell, the external shell of an egg is very, very porous, extremely porous, much like our skin. And what ends up happening whenever you wash eggs is you will drive bacteria into the egg. And you can give yourself a lot of problems that way. And our friends in Europe know this, which is why they made it unlawful to wash eggs that you sell in the marketplace. However, here in the US, that is not the case. We do introduce a lot of chemicals, a lot of harmful chemicals into our body through the foods that we eat, unfortunately, which even makes it harmful for our pets. Now, if I were to go out to the coop right now, crack open an egg, I can give that egg to my dog, no problems, as a treat, and I often do. And this is actually very common in farming and homesteading communities. It's very nutritious and it is safe. Now, would I ever go to a big box store and crack open an egg that was washed that I found, on the shelf that I purchased and give it to my dog? I would never do that. That's when it gets dangerous. Okay? So again, it is illegal. It is unlawful in Europe to sell washed eggs. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that these farm fresh eggs, these eggs that come from these hens, have a natural antibacterial coating that comes with every single egg. So it is absolutely unnecessary to wash eggs. We're the only ones, we, the United States, are the only ones that make this a practice, a regular practice. It is unnecessary. As a matter of fact, if you have a clean nest, if you maintain a clean nesting box, your eggs are going to come out clean every time. There is nothing to wash. Now, every now and then you may get a little, waste on there. You literally just get a little piece of sandpaper, scrape that off, and you're perfectly fine. Now, if you notice waste on your eggs, and you go to wash it, you may risk driving that bacteria from that waste inside the egg, which is why it's never recommended to wash an egg. So, me personally, what I would advise is if you were to look for eggs that you can consume, that you know would be safe and that your animals can consume, find a local farmer in your area and ask for some eggs. Make an offer. And I will say this, a lot of chicken orders, we have something called chicken math, where we end up with our chickens multiplying, and we have so many, and with that come eggs. So a lot of people that own chickens typically have an abundance of eggs that they can either give away for free or make them a good offer, and they would be willing to share those eggs with you. So me personally, if I'm going to eat an egg, it will be an egg from one of my hens, and not a store-bought washed egg. But that's just me. Now, I wish we would adopt these practices here in the United States, among other practices. I wish we would adopt, but it is the way it is here. And just make sure that you guys stay informed. Make sure you know what you're eating, where it's coming from, and how it's being cleaned and prepared. That is so, so important. And just get yourselves educated, okay? All right. And get yourself some hens. I almost forgot, that is so important. If you can, get yourself a hen. You don't need a rooster to get eggs. You can get a hen to lay you an egg every day. If they get a little older, maybe every other day or every other third day, but you don't need a rooster to lay a hen. And a young one will get you an egg every single day. So if you're a family of 3, maybe 1 or 2 hens is all you need. That's it. So definitely worth it. If you can get your own chickens, I definitely encourage it. They're so fun. They're amazing animals. And they're so efficient at laying. And so, I mean, what better use is there of a pet if it can also provide you food? So I highly recommend it, highly encourage it, guys.